Okay. Hello and welcome to episode number 245 of The Button Show. What does this button do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us geeks on tour. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead, please subscribe. Click the bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live. And if you're over there watching on Facebook, give us a thumbs up. Do all of those things that you need to do. A like. You know what to do.
Like us.
Like us. We need to be liked. Chris has a tip for you. Photo grid line features.
Yeah, we're going to be taking live questions in this show, but I have a couple of prepared tips. And this is something that's relatively new in Google Photos, and I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do I mean by photo grid? It's on the mobile only. I mean, you do have the photo grid on the web, but you don't have any control over it. On the phones, you have control. You can pinch and zoom. You can use the scroll button to move fast. That you've always had those things. What's new is the date is overlaid right on the screen. I'll show you that. And we now have these best of month for past months. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we go into Google Photos, and this is what I'm talking about is the grid. How do you get to the grid? By tapping on photos. So if you're in search or you're in sharing or you're in library, to get to the grid, you tap on photos. So this is the grid. And if you pinch it, the photos will get smaller and you'll see more of them on the screen. If you have it pinched all the way as far as it goes, that is the month view. Then if you spread your fingers, you zoom, you get to the day view. And if you spread your fingers one more time, you will get to just the individual photos view. Okay, so pinch, pinch, pinch. I'm all the way down into month. Now, the new thing is this overlay in the upper left-hand corner here. As you scroll with this little scroll button here, you can go really fast. And then you can start scrolling through. And if you have a lot of photos like I do, you can lose track of the date you're on. So having this overlay up here, this tells me I'm in June 2006. Oh, okay. I need to go up a little bit if I want to be in the teens. It just makes it very handy. And if you are in day view, you will also see the location. If you have several photos in one day for one location, the location will also show up.
You have to make sure your location settings are turned on.
Oh, true. If your photos have location on them. Okay. And another cool thing, this happened a few months ago, but just like I say, I'm not sure if people noticed it or not. At the top of each month, and the little speedy button takes you to the top. It always goes clunk, clunk, clunk. It always stops at the top of each month if you use that little scroll button. And you will see a best of 30 highlights. So if I don't want to look through all my photos from September 2012, I can just tap on the best of, and it goes through the little slideshow, just like the memories at the top of your grid. So those are the two things that are somewhat new with the photo grid, is that the date and sometimes location is superimposed on the upper left, and that we have memories highlights at the top of each month.
Okay.
That monthly highlights, I'm impressed. I mean, for years, I have taught and I have done the work to make my own monthly album. I might not need to do that anymore.
You probably still will, because it doesn't get everything.
But
yeah,
as you'll
it
see
is pretty cool.
in my first tip, you can save it as an album and then you can adjust it from there. But it gives you a great starting point.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Jim, and here together with my wife Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone or your Android tablet, and how do you learn about these amazing devices?
We are geeks, also known as propeller heads. Just another word for geek, but we are geeks who teach, and we think the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So that's why we came up with this YouTube show. We pick a different topic each time, go into a little bit of depth, and then all of our material is collected on our website at geeksontour.com.
So visit it.
Check it out.
Geeksontour.com. Hey, Chris, where are we now?
Well, we're home, comfortable in our studio. But last week we were out on the road in our little road trek at a road trek rally. And look at that. We actually had live people for
an audience.
An
it was
audience
great.
for our smartphone photography class.
Okay.
And extra fun for me this week, I have my good friend Melinda, who, if you remember, might see her in the backstage pass, visiting from Nevada, and she came to the rally with us as well.
That was fun. Say hi to our live viewers, and we have a bunch of them here. Let's see, we have Jolyn and Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Cool. Mickey.
Lots of questions already. Excellent.
Yep. Judy. Cool, Judy.
You're home, Judy, after traveling all over the country in her RV.
Clearwater. Linda. Bob Gostisha. We were just talking about you earlier. It was all good. I want
your
you to
ears
know.
burning.
Murray, good to see you too, sir. Okay. Excellent. So Chris is the specialist in Google Photos. She wrote that book. She is a platinum level product expert for Google Photos. And really, you should, if you don't already have the book, you should buy it. It's on Kindle and it is on Amazon.
But don't think that you can't stump me. So, I mean, these questions, we'll see how good let me know at the end how good I did.
Okay. We want to especially thank our premium members. You guys make our work possible. If you would like to become a premium member, just go to geeksontour.com and join now. We'd really appreciate it. One of the benefits of membership is access to really Chris. We have a backstage pass after this show. We call this a show, where we have a Zoom meeting where everyone can come in and participate and be part of that.
But also this slide, that was I threw an extra slide in this time.
She's
messed you up.
Big time.
If you are a premium member at Geeks on Tour, you have access for no extra charge to the PDF version of the book. And I want to show you where you can get that. Go here. So at geeksontour.com, from the home page, you first go to tutorials. So all of the learning is pretty much on our tutorials, and then ebooks. Now, you will have to be logged in. I am. If you're not a premium member, it's going to stop you and ask you for your username and password. And here are all our ebooks. Here is the Learn Google Photos 2021. And if you click on that, it just takes you to a Dropbox file, which you can then download or just read online. You could download and print it, but this is the entire book. So one of the benefits of membership.
Cool. Now,
Backstage pass.
There's the backstage pass, and it's for our premium members only, and it's the online Zoom. There's a link that you would get in an email that Chris just sent out earlier today, or you can go to geeksontour.com, our website, and click on the member login link there. How can I share the automatic monthly memories?
So this is kind of a follow-up to that first little video. You know, a lot of people, I'll bet you, have never even noticed those best of month at the top of each month. But okay, what can you do with them? Those are not albums. Those are memories. They are dynamic. They're just automatically put together by Google Photos AI, and you can look at them. All right. So then what? You want to share them. It's slightly different on the Android or the iPhone. So let me show you.
Android first.
Android first, because it's easier. Sometimes the iPhone is better, sometimes the Android is better, but this one, the Android is a little bit better. So we go into Google Photos. I want to see my grid, so I tap on Photos, and I want to make sure I'm in month view. Now I grab this little button here, and I can scroll down real quick and notice that it always gives a little bump and stops at the top of a month. So here, best of June. If I tap on it, and that would be June this month, it just plays. Notice that there's a little bit of zoom in and zoom out. I guess it's always zooming in, isn't it? So it's giving you a little bit of motion for each photo. Looks like we were flying somewhere in June, huh? Oh yeah, I think that was Italy. All right, so these are the pictures that are in the memory called Best of June. How can I share that with somebody else? As I say, it's not an album. You won't find this in the album. But when you're looking at it, you see the share button down at the bottom. That 3-dot slingshot is the share button. And you'd have your choice of sharing just the current photo or sharing the whole memory. So share memory. And notice it gives you a chance to edit first. So you could decide, okay, I want to share everything except for that picture. And now done, and it would do that. And you share, and you tell it who you want to share with, and you go. So that's on the Android. You have the ability to straight share a memory. Now on the iPhone, you do not, but there's still a way. And actually, I use this technique on the Android as well if I want to share, because I'll explain why. Go into Google Photos. I'm looking at photos and all my pictures. I can grab the little button and go down, and there's, oh, now I'm not seeing the best of. Sometimes you have to count to 10, you know. It isn't there yet.
That's not easy for all of us.
So let me see. There we go. Now I'm seeing a best of September. Or maybe it was because I didn't pinch down to the month view. I'm not sure there. Best of September. And here, if I tap on the share button, and in iPhone, the share is that square with the up arrow, I do not get the option to share the memory. I am only able to share that one photo, and I could go through and select all the others, but that's a real pain. So what you do is, instead of the share button, you tap the 3 dots. 3 dots, add to album. Now I have the choice. You're not seeing that, are you? Now I have the choice to just add this one photo to an album or to add all the items in this memory to an album. And I can say new album and September. Good enough. Check mark. And now I have all the photos that were automatically gathered by Google as best of September in one album called September. And now I can do anything I could do with any other album. It is an album. I can share the album. I can add more photos, take away some, etc., etc. But it gives you a great starting point. And I think I'm going to start doing that instead of making my new monthly albums from scratch. I'm going to start with what Google already made for me and then see if there's some others I want to add or delete.
Okay, how do I get my old prints into Google Photos?
Okay. So I'm going to give you a tip here about old photos, and then we'll get to your questions. That sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay. So I found this old photo in a shoebox, full of old family pictures, and I can see my grandmother in the middle, and so the little girl must be my mother. I want to capture that and put it in Google Photos. Now, some people think that you have to scan, that you have to have a scanner in order to do this. I don't have a scanner. I don't want to buy a scanner. And even if I did, if I scanned it, then I would have to get it from the scanner to the computer, from the computer to my Google Photos. But if I just use my phone to take a picture of the photo, Google Photos will see that as any other picture and automatically put it into my Google Photos. So let's do that. There, you can kind of, let me arrange this a little bit better. All right. So now you see that I am just taking a photo of that picture. But in a second, you should see something else pop up. All right. And of course, it's not doing it. I wonder if I have to take it off of motion. Well, you might see something pop up that says scan photo. It usually does.
Until you want it to.
Right. I don't know why it's not now. Focus enhancer off. All right. The only difference, if I just snap a picture, I'm now going to have to crop that picture. But if you see the option to scan the picture, it knows that it's a square and it will crop the corners accordingly. But I can do it. I have to edit, crop, rotate, get in there. And then I probably want to do a dynamic, just a couple of clicks in your editing will make this a much better picture. Let me show you one I did before we started the show. So here is one that is my mom. And the first time I just took a photo. The second time I used photo scan, and we'll show you that in a minute. So that's better. That was just snapping a photo. The lighting wasn't good. Photo scan gets the lighting right. And then some editing makes it even better. And I actually think that photo is better than the original. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. But what's the problem? When date? This says that this picture was taken October 30, 2022.
That's today.
That's my mom.
She's not around here.
And it looks like she's about 4 or 5 years old there. She was born in 31. So here's how I change it. I tap on the pencil next to the date and tap on the date. Yes, I don't care about the time of day. I'm just going to say 1931. And good enough. I don't care what, I mean, October is 30 is fine. I don't know. I just want to make it 1931. And why didn't it do it? It's fighting me. Okay. Oh, you do have to tap on a day. You have to tap on it for it to take. Okay. Then, okay. So I'm making the same mistakes that anybody would make just to show you how it works.
She does that on purpose.
Now that photo is in my photo grid. Notice I had 3 pictures of my mom to start with. Now I just have 2. But if I scroll back to 1931, there's the picture. So it's that easy. Now, there's more to know about dates. But if you just want to use Google Photos, snap some pictures, make them go in date order, it's that easy.
All right. I think we're ready for some questions.
Yeah.
And where are we? Do you want to take these as we go?
Yeah.
Dr. Ronsky has a few questions here. So, how do you edit a Google photo in Snapseed and see the edited file in Google Photos as well as the original?
First of all, Snapseed will not overwrite your original. Except in very few, there are some circumstances, but especially if you are using Snapseed from Google Photos, it will never erase, it will never overwrite your original. And it usually puts the edited version side by side with the original version. So I can see Snapseed photos. On my Android, I can do that by looking at Photos on Device and Snapseed. So there's one that I edited with Snapseed, and it was from October 21. So let me go back out to my photos. And October 21. And we should see both the original and the edited next to each other. Which one was it? It was her and you. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think one of these is the original and one of them is the one that Snapseed
worked on,
edited.
Well, it wouldn't be a motion.
It wouldn't be a motion. Yeah. All right. So, here we go. All right. So this one, I believe, is the original, and this one, no.
That's the problem with taking so many pictures.
and taking questions on the fly that I haven't. Anyway, it's been, well, let me edit one in Snapseed. Okay. So I'll just take this one of me and edit. I'm on an Android. So you get to Snapseed by going to More and Snapseed. And let me put a frame on it. That'll make it very obvious that I've edited it in Snapseed. So frame, I'll pick that frame and check mark and done. And now when I go back to my Google Photos,
now you have to make sure that Google Photos is backing up your Snapseed folder on an Android.
Very true. Okay. And yes, what happened that time? Now, why would that be? If I thought about it a bunch, I could explain it. But it put the edited one today's date. rather than beside the original one. So if I want them together, I'd have to take a note of this date, October 22, and change this one's date to be October 22. Okay. But as I say, usually there's all sorts of different variations here, but usually, and okay, there. Usually they are the same date and they are right beside each other. But if not, there's a way to force the issue. That's the one with the frame, and that's the one that the original one. Hope that answered your question.
Come back. All right. How to import a Google album of photos to a Shutterfly project and preserve their file name?
Sorry.
Ain't happening.
Yeah, preserving order by changing file names. Realize Google Photos gives you no ability to change file names at all,
No.
Let alone that cool automatic one that Picasa used to do, which actually was just Windows, I think. Pretty sure it was just Windows when, but yeah, sorry, no way. I mean, I would use Picasa to create those sorted numbers and then upload to Shutterfly, assuming Shutterfly will keep things in order by file name.
Yeah, order does not work well with unless it's chronological, and that's pretty much. How about this one? How to upload scanned photos, create an album, preserves their order. So if it was exported from a Picasa album, no, that's not going to work.
Let me show you an album, and just the only option you have, and that's, I'm going to do this on the computer, easier to see. So I go to an album, and if you click on the three dots and edit album, you have some new buttons that appear in the upper right. This far right button is for sorting photos, and you only have 4 choices. The first 3 are by date. You can have the oldest one first, the newest one first, or you can have them in recently added order. You can, once you're in edit mode here, drag them into a custom order. Once you have dragged them, you now see I put that one back. So now these are in oldest first. If I put newest first, then the newest pictures are on top. If I go back to oldest first and then drag a picture over, now you see the option for custom. When you drag photos and put them in order, they will stay in that order as long as you're looking at them in your Google Photos album. If you download those pictures and use them somewhere else, no.
Okay, how to title my albums to sort them chronologically?
Oh, I like this one. Because notice the name of my album here. 2022-10 October. All I really needed was the 2022-10 to have them sorted in order. And how does that work? If I look at my albums and I tell it to sort them by album title, those numbers will put them in the right order. Let me get down to where. So here's 2006-02, 2006-03, 2006-10. I didn't do the dash right. But so the way to do it is 4 digits of the year. And then I like either a space or a dash for the 2 digits of the month, but you don't have to. I have been known to do 4 digits of the year and 2 digits of the month without any dash or space in between. Then I can search. If I want to look for all my photos from 2011, I just search for 2011 and a dash, and I know I'm getting all my official monthly albums.
Okay. There seem to be limits on moving pictures around in a Google Photos collage, either in a set time or the number of times pictures can be moved. And do you know what they are?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that, but let me just show you the collage issue that Tom is talking about and see if I can, if there's a limit, I've never hit it. So if I want to take, you select the pictures, you long press on a picture, long press on another picture, long press on a picture, then just tap subsequent pictures. Now, when I tap the plus, I can create a collage. And if I say, well, this is great, but I want the picture of me and Jim up in that position, touch and hold and drag it into position. Now, what Tom is saying is that if you do that too many times, it will stop working. I don't know how many times that might be. Now, once you save it, you can't re-edit it. You'd have to start over again. But so that's, I haven't run into a limit.
Alrighty then. Where am I going? There we go. Sue has a question. Can we edit the photos that appear in the memories folders created by Google? I'd like to change some of the pics before sharing the album.
Well, you know, did maybe I answer your question with the little pieces about memories that I've already done? In the iPhone, when you can share a memory, I'm sorry, I have that backwards. In the Android, when you chose to share a memory, you had the option to edit the pictures that were in the memory first. In the iPhone, you could not share a memory, but you could make an album. Once it's in an album, then you have all the tools that you're accustomed to in working with albums.
All right, Mickey, greetings in my photos. How can I tell which ones I've moved into folders?
First of all, just a semantics here. There are no folders in Google Photos. Folders are a storage device, and one photo can only exist in one folder. In Google Photos, all photos are in one giant folder called your photo grid. Albums is all you have in Google Photos. So that's just a semantic thing. Now, is there any way for you to know photos that are what? You're looking for orphans, ones that you have not put into an album, you organize with albums? Sorry, there's no way. That is an often requested feature. I would encourage you to use the feedback option in Google Photos to say, I want this feature. I want to know what photos have not been put into albums.
Okay, Nikki, how to get a photo from email to photos?
Okay, I'm going to show you first on a mobile and then on the phone. I mean, on the computer. Now I'm using Gmail. Gmail has some easy ways to do it. This first technique I'm going to show you should work with any email app. So if I open my mail and I look, oh geez, where do I have something with a photo in it? I don't know. Order bill.
Probably not too many.
Yeah, I don't get too many photos emailed to me. But if you did, okay, this isn't a photo, but it's similar. It's a PDF. Oh, there we go. Looky, from Melinda. Good deal. So here is a photo in an email. And as if you're using Gmail, see this little option right here? That says add it to Google Photos. So it's one stop. From your email, you have a button to add a photo to Google Photos. But if you're not using Gmail, you still very likely have this one, the download, meaning this photo is inside the envelope, if you will, inside the envelope of the email. You need to get it out of the envelope and onto your phone. Then Google Photos will see it and pick it up and upload it to Google Photos. And in some emails, you have to long press on the picture to get the option to download it.
Good. Bob wants to know, any way to download those highlights, or did we do that?
Well, yeah. Now, if you put them into an album. Now, I think what I showed you on the Android is that you could just share directly, but you can also use the same technique that I showed on the iPhone. If instead of sharing, I tap the three dots, add to album, all items in this memory, new album, new, new album.
How do you spell that?
Now, and done. Now it is an album, and you can view it on the computer and download it. That was the question, right? Download, yeah.
Very good.
And then I guess you'd have to delete the album if you didn't want it anymore. So
okay. Judy, I just reviewed your various BuyMaps tutorials and found how to add Google Photos to pinpoint location. Can you load the grid's best of memories for a pinpoint site without making it an album?
no,
Haha.
sorry, or at least not that I know of. No, you would have to make it an album and then get the link to the album to put in on the map.
Okay. John wants to know, can I create an album from Lightroom? Worked on photos, display them in a nice photo book, like a way to be shared?
Create an album from Lightroom worked on photos. So you mean you edited your photos in Lightroom, but those photos are in your Google Photos, right? There has to, I don't use Lightroom, so I'm not sure. Does it put some identifier on it that identifies it as being from Lightroom? If so, then yes, you can search for all of those and put them in an album.
Can we share favorites?
Okay, so yeah, Jack submitted this question before, so I looked into it. No. But let me show you what he means by favorites first. So I'll do it on the computer. There's no difference here with the phones. They work the same. Let's say I really like this photo. I really like this photo. I will make it a favorite. You just click the little star. Now, let's see if I search for parrot. Do I get more? Yeah, I get a lot of photos of parrots. But if I searched for parrot favorites, I will only get, and that is the same parrot from years ago. Look at that. I will only get the favorites. Now, if you use favorites, and I think it's just wonderful, you don't have to delete all your garbage pictures. Just mark your best pictures. Then when you want to look at your pictures, look at your favorites rather than all of them. And you do that right here. You can just say, only show me my favorites. I want to look at all my 25 years of pictures, but just the favorites. You click on favorites, you are seeing just the favorites. This is not an album. This is a filter. So it's just taking my 100,000 photos and filtering to show me the favorites. Now I can now select, a year's worth, say, by clicking at the beginning and shift click at the end. I now have 369 pictures selected. I can make them into an album, and now I can do whatever you can do with an album, but just favorites, no. Was that the question? Or did I go off on a tangent?
I think that was it.
If not, you know where to find me, Jack.
Can you grab a still photo from a video on an iPhone? I can do it from a computer, but can it be done from an iPhone?
I think so. Let me see. And if not from Google Photos, then from Apple Photos. So here's my iPhone. And I'll find a video by tapping on search and looking for a video. And let's see, we'll take this one. So this is a video, kind of a slow moving video. Let's move over a bit here. Oh yeah, the seagull rescue.
Seagull release.
So let's say I want a photo of that. I pause, tap the edit button.
And wait.
And wait. And wait. And export frame. Yes. Yes. So the key is you have to go into edit mode, and then you can export frame, and you can pick, you can drag the little marker over while you're looking at it in here. Find the frame you want, export frame. You now have a single JPEG picture of that frame of that video.
And kind of related, how to edit Google Photos video.
Google Photos video. Are you maybe talking about Google Photos movie? Or did you take a video with your phone and now you're looking at it in Google Photos? Or did you select a bunch of pictures and ask Google Photos to make you a video? They call that a movie out of it. But the edit, you just saw the edit button. The edit button appears on a video just like it does on a photo. And you can do most of the things you can do with a photo, you can do with a video.
Be prepared to wait.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Murray uses Linux. He says Picasso works very well on Linux. I can't believe that. There's always one. Okay.
Picasso is great, but not for smartphones and not for cloud.
Are these new features in Chris's list of changes and coming out in the next ebook?
They're already on the addendum page.
Yeah. So
if you
own
in the book, there's a notice at the beginning of almost every chapter that tells you where to go to see all the new stuff. And on there, I keep a running list in date order of everything that has changed since the publication of the book. I also have it in chapter order, so you can go and look and see anything that's changed per chapter.
Okay, saving photo from text is the same from an email? Pretty much.
I don't know that there's that special Google Photos button in a text, though. So, and yeah, that'll also be different depending on what texting program you use. Let's see. So here's a picture. Those are all my pictures. Okay, here's, that's also my picture. There should be a download or a save or a store picture? Yeah, right there. Save. Yeah, so you do not, it's only Gmail, to my knowledge, that has that little Google save directly to Google Photos. But every texting app should have the ability to save a picture from the text to the phone. Once it's on the phone, then Google Photos can get it.
Okay, if I drop my Google One membership, do those photos I've edited using the special filters, etc., revert to their original or remain as edited?
I don't know. That's a question I haven't dealt with, but I'm 98% they stay because you were a Google One member when you made those edits. You had the special features, you used the special features, it created a new photo, and that photo, it is what it is. What you see is what you get. I'm sure.
Okay.
98%.
Cool. Moving right along. How do I get my old slides into Google Photos? Do you want to do this?
We're good on questions.
That's the end of the questions in my list.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Great.
So if there are more questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat, and we'll try and get to them. If I missed one, put it back in there, and I'll get to it. It gets
well. This is just, as I say, a frequently asked question. I showed you how to get old photos, old print photos, and I say to just snap a picture with them. But what about slides? Everybody says, what about slides? Well, our technique.
Yeah, I just go ahead and set up the slide projector and the screen and take the camera and snap pictures of the slides as they go by. Popcorn helps. It's a good thing. So you can, a lot of these old slides really aren't worth keeping. Gosh. The ones with people in them, though, especially if you know who they are, then you want to keep those. So that's my idea. And you can get these slide scanners. You can pay big bucks for really good ones, or you can send them off.
Yeah. So there's 3 different ways. You can project them and take a picture with your phone. Once again, the beauty of that is since it's a photo on your phone, it's automatically in Google Photos. So but you do need to have a projector. Not everybody does.
No.
Post on Facebook. Hey, anybody out there? Any of my friends have a projector? You want to come over and have a slideshow party? But these slide scanners, I understand, are pretty good. Haven't ever used
Jimmy
any.
has one.
And this particular one is on our geeksontour.com Amazon store. It's under the More menu. And we talk a lot more about it. We did a whole episode on how to get slides into Google Photos, and that was episode 188.
You got a video on this. Do you want to play it?
No, this is a really quick one, and it's kind of cute just for looking at your old slides. If you don't have a projector. Do you ever wish that you had a light table to put your slides on so that you can see them? Well, guess what? If you have a laptop computer, then you do. You just need the screen to be white. So I'm going to open up Notepad and make it full screen and turn my brightness up as high as it'll go. There. Now, my particular laptop, I can fold it around to make it flat. And now I have a light table. But even if yours doesn't, you can use it. Just turn it around. And now you have a light table. You can see all your slides at once. If you don't want to use your computer and you have an iPad, some kind of tablet, you can use it too. Same thing. You want a white screen and you want your brightness all the way up. Now, You have a light table.
Yep.
So if you don't have a projector or you just want to look at your slides, that's a way to get a light table.
There you
That
go.
was fun.
Barbara wants to know what's the best surface to project the slides on. Well, a plain white wall works. A regular projection screen works better just because they're built to do that. Okay. All right.
Did I see it? I thought I saw another one. What? Oh, Tom Parks.
This one?
Oh, one more.
Oh,
There.
what is Google One?
What is Google One? Google One is what you become a member of if you're paying Google something for storage. You know, if you're living with the 15 gigabytes of free storage, then you are a free subscriber to Google. If you are paying I pay $20 a year for the 100 gigabytes, that makes me a Google One member. And in addition to storage, there are some other perks.
And we share that.
Right. We share, the $20 a month pays for me and him. And the benefits are those extra editing features. So those, I call them premium editing features because you must be paying Google something in order to have them appear or work on your Google Photos.
Right. So Bill says even those old pictures that are poor quality can help verify dates and places for genealogy. So it's very handy if you have it. Put them back in a shoebox and pass them on to friends or relatives or something like that. So you can always tell those cousins. They're out there with the genealogy
that's
stuff.
right. Olive cousin.
All right. I think we're getting through this.
We're getting about.
All right. How can I share I share? And we've done that.
Yeah, that was what Jack asked. I made sure to put it in here.
Combining photos from 2 Google accounts.
I really do need to make a video on this. This is a frequently asked question. If you, like, let's say you were using one account in the one Google account from 2010 to 2015, and then for some reason you started a whole new account after 2015, you want to get those pictures back together in your current account. It's quite simple to do using partner sharing. You share all from the account that has the pictures you want. You share to the account where you want the pictures to be, and you say save them all. But it won't get the albums from the original account, just the pictures.
And partner sharing only works with
one to one.
Okay, combining
That's
photos.
And search. We've done this several times. Let's
Okay. More
and
questions. It looks like maybe there's one here. Make sure the location is off if you want to have correct location on a picture.
Okay. And this is thank you, Julie, for reminding me of this. And she's the one that taught me this too. When you're taking a picture of an old photo, like I did with my picture of Mom, I said, okay, we'll take this picture, but now I want to change the date. What about the location? I mean, if I know that this was taken in Detroit, Michigan, but what location is going to be recorded on my phone? Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the place where I was when I snapped the picture. You can edit the location, but not if it was stamped on there by your phone. So you have to turn off the location stamping on your phone if you want to be able to go back to that photo and edit it. Just a little gotcha that if you're going to do a lot of that you need to know.
Okay. Well, I don't see any new questions in here. Hi, Barry. But we have some questions for you. Okay. Did you learn something? To get to the photo grid view in the Google Photos app, Tap on A, month, B, grid, C, photos, or D, library.
That's no. It's photos. And let me show you what it's talking about. It's talking about down here. So that grid is photos. And it's easy to get away from it. You know, there's all sorts of different views. Photos gets you to the grid.
Okay, true or false, a memory is the same as an album.
False. A memory is an automated, dynamic grouping that's done by Google. You can turn it into an album, but it is not an album.
Okay, if you are a premium Geeks on Tour member, you have access to the Learn Google Photos book on the website. Where do you find that? Is it A, classes, B, tutorials / ebooks, C, blogs, news, or D, Q&A?
B is the tutorials menu, and you choose ebooks under there.
Okay, to edit the date of a photo using the web version of Google Photos.
I didn't show this.
Uh-oh, well.
So skip it. Just know that you can edit the date on the web, on the iPhone, and on the Android. Slightly different techniques.
Okay, true or false, digitize old prints or slides, you must use a scanner.
False.
No.
I really like just snapping a photo with the phone.
And they have such great editing tools in there. You can make an old photo look so good. And true or false, the 3 versions of Google Photos, the iOS for Apples, the Android, and the web, they work exactly the same.
They're similar.
It'd be nice if they did, though.
Oh, man, the little niggly differences are what get me. You know, most of you have one kind of device, and that's all you need to know. But
okay, here's a question. Are your photos backed up in Google Photos or Google One, and what's the difference?
The answer is yes. They are backed up in Google Photos, which is Google One. The difference is that Google One is the umbrella. Your Gmail emails are in Google One. It's your storage and your services. So Google Photos is a piece of Google One.
Got it. Okay, I want to remind our premium members we have an online meeting using Zoom after this show. Get the link from the email that Chris sent out earlier today, or go to our website, Geeks on Tour, and click on member login, look for the link and click that. Okay, sign up for our free newsletters. We promise not to abuse your email. I'll only keep in touch with you. Okay. So, newsletters are there. Members get the book, become a member, subscribe to this channel, like us on Facebook, do all of those things. Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our YouTube shows?
Geeksontour.com. The menu item is YouTube show, and all 240, it will soon be 5, are listed there, and you can watch any one of them.
And the webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters.
It's geeksontour.com, and then the menu item is blogs and news. Every monthly issue of our newsletter is found there.
And why do people pay $60 a year to join Geeks on Tour?
Our member benefits are you can ask us anything on the Q&A forum. You get the backstage pass where you get to have private meetings with us, access to hundreds of Show Me videos, written notes of these shows, and some people just become a member to say thank you for everything we do for free. And we thank you.
Okay. Become a member. That's how you do it. Backstage pass. We heard about that. That's it for us this week. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour. Thanks for watching.
And we're on our way to go diving in Mexico. So we won't be seeing you next Sunday. Unless there's really good internet in the dive resort. Who knows?
It could happen. Okay.
that was just about right.